Hi, my name is Leanna Barnett.
Hi, I'm Karen Hannabass.
I'm Nathan Cannon.
I'm Gary Hannabass.
I'm Julie Carnes.
I went on the Dominican Republic trip.
I went on a Dominican Republic mission trip.
I was on the Dominican trip in 2017 in San Juan.
My wow God moment was the first morning that I went out. That whole morning I was scared to death. I felt like I was being spiritually attacked. We went to the pastor's house for a lunch that day, and the mother-in-law noticed that my ankles were swollen, and she boiled water for me and had me soak my feet. To me, that was a blessing from God and telling me that it was going to be okay.
I was in a hair salon, which was really cool because I'm a hairstylist, so I was able to relate to those women. And one of the women was already a Christian, and so I was able to share with her how to share the gospel with the people that come into her salon. And the other lady that was there was not a Christian, so I shared the evangelistic cube that we use with her. And she accepted Jesus. She was really excited about it, and we give them these bracelets that have the colors that explain the gospel story so that they can share it with their friends and family. And she was really excited about the bracelet, and she asked for another one so that she could give it to her daughter. About 45 minutes later, we were walking around the neighborhood and getting ready to go to another home, and she pulls up beside me and she's like, Leanna. She told me that she shared it with her daughter, and her daughter accepted Jesus. Her daughter got out of the car. She was maybe 7 or 8. She was really little, and she said, I want to share with you what my mom taught me. And she went and told me what each of the colors meant. And I was just floored. That's exactly why we go, is so that they can go and share the gospel with other people as well, so that the ministry is still going once we're gone. That was just an awesome moment for me.
We were sharing in a home there, and there was a young lady and her daughter, and both of those two accepted Jesus. While we were sharing with that lady, the husband came in, and you could just see that he recognized that we were from the church or some kind of religion or something, and he just bolted to the back room out of sight. So we turned and started back to go get our lunch, and this young lady and her daughter came running into the streets, and she says, come and share what you shared with me earlier with my husband. So we went back and found the husband sitting out in chairs, invited us in, and he said, I was going to work. He said, and all of a sudden my work called and they canceled my work. He said, so I have time to talk to you. So we shared with him, and he accepted Jesus as well. So he went on to tell us that his son, that was maybe 4 years of age, that he had nearly died about 2 years ago, and he said that it just broke him. So he went out somewhere near the hospital there and started praying and just crying out to God that God would spare his child. And so when he returned to the hospital, the doctor said, leave this child one more night. This child seems to be getting better. So he left the child. The next day came, and the child was well. And the doctors examined him, and they could find absolutely nothing wrong with this child. So, and he said that happened about 2 years ago. And he said, but no one had bothered to take time to explain to me how I could have Jesus as my Lord and Savior. He said, so I just wanted to share that and to thank you all for coming and bringing the good news to my home.
We also had a girl that we went into her home, and she just immediately, after I started to tell her while we were there and share my testimony with her, she just started crying. She put her hands in her head, and she just started crying, and she said that she knew that she needed to come to Christ. And so we went through and talked to her about her situation and her coming to Christ. She accepted Christ, and she told me that day that she knew that God had sent us to her that day.
My biggest wow moment of the Dominican Republic trip is when God spoke to me one morning what I should do with my life. Because I have a heart for people and that I want to help others, he told me that I should be a missionary because I like and I love sharing the gospel with other people. So God's called me to be a full-time missionary, to go forth and spread the word and to create new disciples.